Hello viewers, welcome to the GEM Immigration Information Cell. If you want to get benefit from this video focused properly, pay attention to details and watch the video to the end. Today we're going to talk about a revolutionary pilot program to improve processing time. Without delaying further, let's listen to Robert and see what he got for us today.
Starting the discussion with a superb news about certain foreign workers who are going to be eligible to apply and renew their visas from within the US instead of having to travel abroad under a pilot program as used to happen before. The rule will be implemented later this year by US Department of State. Foreign workers who used to face months-long delays in restoring domestic visa renewals which were discontinued in 2004 now will be eased. The renewal options will be available to H-1B, H-4, H-L1 and L2 visa holders and could eventually be expanded, said Julie Stuft, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Visa Services in the State Department's Bureau of Consular Affairs, to understand what the processing change means for employers and workers. It is important to know the difference between visa and the immigration status. Immigration status can be extended while in the US, but visas must be applied for an embassy or consulate outside of the US. The validity of visa can be last from months to years, depending on the agreement between the US and the other countries, but it is not a problem if one's visa expires while the worker is present legally in the US. Status does not end when the visa expires. The problem arises when the H-1B holder wishes to travel outside the US, for example to visit their home country or take a vacation. If the entry visa in the passport has expired, the worker must apply for a new one before returning to the US. U.S. employers have advised their foreign national employees to avoid travel to prevent them being stuck abroad indefinitely while they secure an appointment. The term visa is commonly used interchangeably to mean both the person's immigration status categories such as H-1B or L1 and that person's physical visa, the stamp or sticker placed in their passport and used to seek entry into the U.S. Under the current process, the worker would need to schedule an appointment for an interview at a U.S. consulate abroad, attend the interview, wait for approval, and then wait for the visa sticker to be returned with their passport, Morel said. The issue is that since the pandemic, people have had to wait for many months before they can obtain an interview to apply for a new visa, adding disruptions for employers, and even in situations where the interview has been waived by the consulate, they still need to travel to their home country and obtain permission to submit the application and wait a lengthy period of time for the visa to come back. The suspension of routine visa processing at U.S. consulates during the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting extensive backlog of appointments highlighted the challenges inherent in a system that relies on physically appearing at a consulate, said Kenneth Harder, an attorney in the Houston office of Jackson. Lewis Harder explained that partly in response to these conditions, the State Department allowed consular officers to waive in-person interviews for some visa applicants under certain conditions stateside. Visa processing would be a logical extension of the interview waiver process, he said. For the common practice, the domestic renewal option would be a great benefit for workers and employers, Morel said. Since the pandemic began, immigration lawyers, including myself, have been advocating to reinstate the ability to renew visas within the U.S. without having to first leave and go to a consulate abroad, he said. This was a common practice until 2004 when it was cancelled in the wake of new security procedures after the 9/11 attacks. The change will be especially impactful for Indian nationals who make up nearly 3/4 of the H-1B workforce because of green card backlogs. Those workers are likely to spend years longer on temporary status, which means they must continue to renew their visas if they would like to visit family, take vacations abroad, or travel for business. The documentation requirements, application procedures, and expected timeline for stateside visa processing are not yet known, Harder said. We don't know yet exactly how and when this new program will be implemented, but we do have experience with this from doing it before 2004, and we know it can work securely, effectively, and efficiently, Morel said. It's a win-win, no-brainer, said Avram Morel, an immigration attorney in the New York City officer of Pryor Cashman. I applaud the Department of State for finding ways to minimize the extra time, effort, and unpredictability experienced by U.S. employers and their foreign national employees when renewing a visa. That's all from my side. Thank you.
From the GEM Immigration Information Cell, this is all the updated stuff for today. Let us know topics of your interest for upcoming videos. If you want help of well-reputed U.S. immigration attorney, who can file any petition on your behalf, you can visit us physically at this address. For virtual appointment and more information, visit our website at www.thegemimmigration.com. Thanks for watching.